Hi there, I am Deb Oraz. I'm a licensed functional nutritionist, and part of my master's degree program was also in herbal medicine. I have been interested in herbs since I was way back young, in college, in my late teens and early 20s even. So this was a presentation I put together a few years back on my favorite herbal products, and these are all still my favorite herbal products. So let me just talk a little bit about these herbs that I use all the time. I actually have all of these growing in my yard right now. So the lavender is in full bloom, amazing, smells magnificent. I have chamomile. I have garlic. The garlic is getting ready to harvest. I have Tulsi. I just made a big pot of fresh Tulsi tea, and peppermint, tons of peppermint. I have peppermint iced tea in the fridge. So I really love using the herbals as plants rather than when they're refined. There's lots of ways I'll use them as refined too, but if you get a chance to grow them, it just brings you all that much closer to their goodness. So, why don't we get started? So, like I said, I am a licensed nutritionist. I work primarily with menopausal women who are looking for weight loss or to control diabetes. So, let's get started. And talking about my favorite herbs. So, what herb was used as an antiseptic during World War II? Also, it was used during the Great Plague of London. Let's say lavender. I actually have a lavender tattoo on my arm that my daughter did for me. So, yes, I'm big on lavender. I keep little things of lavender oil everywhere for stress relief. It's a great anti inflammatory, muscle relaxing, pain relieving, sedative, antifungal, antiviral. I'm also using lavender with soap in little dishes in my garden to help to attract bugs and trap them. So, other ways we can use it, like I said, the essential oil, making a tea, we have it in pillows. We can have a supplement form. It's so good for helping anxiety, or in tincture form. So, most of you are probably familiar with lavender and have some type of lavender product that you use. Here's a couple of my favorites: the essential oil and the tincture. So here's a recipe using lavender. Think about using lavender in your recipes. It really, especially like a contrast. This is with blueberries, which fresh, that's my grandson there. Fresh picked blueberries are amazing. And this is sweetened with agave nectar. So a good lower glycemic index for the ice cream. Um, On to my second favorite. These aren't necessarily in order, but of my second of my five favorite herbs. Which herb has tiny little daisy-like flowers? And who knows the answer? Yes, helping with sleep. So chamomile. And best ways to use it. I just love chamomile tea, especially I will use it a lot for digestive issues. It's really helpful for the digestive lining and calming down our digestion. We can have a tea, a tincture, skincare products. It's a great nervine, anti-anxiety, soothes your skin, aids digestion. And actually, let me show you a couple of the ways. So, digestive bitters, the third one here, those are great for helping to increase your digestion, helping to increase bile production from the liver to get your digestion amped up. And so, those are often made with chamomile because they do have a bitter taste to it. Chamomile has a bitter taste to it. When I'm working with patients on gut healing, GI Revive is one of the products that I like to use. And that has, like I said, the chamomile in it for that gut healing and just having a cup of tea. So helping, to get us to feeling sleepy and helping with our digestion. So the next herb is good for cholesterol. And this grows about 2 to 3 feet tall. Um, there are over 1,000 research papers published on this medicinal herb. It is in my garden right now, and you harvest it when about 2/3 of the leaves or stalk are brown or starting to get a little yellow. Anybody know? It is allium or garlic. So there was one study done where one clove of garlic 4 times a day lowered the your blood pressure. And so let's talk about some ways to use it. So, of course, there's all our typical ways, but I do often use a supplement for some of my patients who are dealing with dysbiosis, with an imbalance in the microbiome in our digestive tract. And so we can have, I'll show you which one I use, but typically it can be helpful to use as a supplement for that so that we can get enough of it, because eating like the 4 cloves of garlic a day, that's a lot, right? But when we're cooking it, allowing it to, when we chop it, allowing it to breathe for a few minutes before we use it in our recipes can help it. That air helps to convert the active forms in our garlic to the most active forms. So that can be helpful. As far as the second one, tinctures, I love making a fire cider. I gave these away at Christmas last year. I have a recipe here to show you, but it's a great immunity booster through the winter, or even like when I had the flu, I was using it to kind of coat my throat. Really helpful and makes a great gift. So here's the fire cider recipe. I actually ended up sending it in the mail out to my daughter in Colorado because she was like, "Oh, you have fire cider? That's what I want for Christmas." Because it's unique, right? And also made with love. So the the supplement I was talking about was Alamax. That's a really great high potency garlic that I'll use for dysbiosis. I've also used it sometimes in treating Lyme. That can be helpful. All right, this herb, Love in a Cup. I just made a pot of it right now. It is indigenous to India, where it's thought of as a sacred herb of Lakshmi, the wife of Vishnu, the god who preserves life. So, who knows what this one is? It smells so good, fresh. Oh, it is Tulsi or holy basil. And I really love it fresh. It's great dried too, but if you can grow it and have a cup of fresh Tulsi tea, amazing. Um, it can be used for lowering blood sugars, uplifting spirits, calming nerves, and relieving stress. It's a really good stress relieving herb. And so that's a picture of some of the Tulsi tea you can buy in the store, or Adrenal Cis, another product that contains Tulsi. So the last one, ancient Greeks and Romans wore a crown of this herb during feasts. It must have smelled beautiful. This is peppermint. And it makes the most delicious tea. I have this as iced tea in the fridge. I make a big glass, glass pot of it, and then I'll just put that in the fridge. I used to just do a water infusion, but it's a little bit more, it's stronger flavor when you do the tea and then do it, cool it for the iced tea. One of the great uses of peppermint is in IBS, for IBS. And there's some enteric-coated supplement capsules that help to get the peppermint into the intestines for soothing of IBS symptoms. So there's a ton of herbs I could talk about. I love using them. But those are 5 highlights. And if you have any questions, get in touch with me. You can just reach out to me at my website, or you can give me a call or through YouTube. So you should be able to find a way to get in touch with me. And thank you for watching. Bye now.